OMG guys, I'm actually at Halloween Horror Nights 31. This was a super last minute trip and I haven't been for 13 years since Halloween Horror Nights 19. So I'm using a combination of research from the interwebs and tips from my friends who've already visited the event this year to try and navigate my way around the event without using an express pass. So far I've uploaded a couple of trip reports from the event, including trying to do all 10 houses in one night and stay and screaming in the New York section of the park. So in this video I'm going to try the other main stay and scream location, which is in the Central Park area. Hey, this is Stu from Out and Back Travel, reminding you to always check your boo holes for unexpected ghoulies. I make videos like this one to help plan your own theme park adventures. Coming up in this trip report, how effective is the Central Park stay and scream at Universal's Halloween Horror Nights 31? So I've just ridden ET and as I'm coming out I can see the front of the queue of people for Stay and Scream waiting underneath animal actors. The entrance to the Central Park Stay and Scream area is next to the crepe stand and opposite Mel's Diner. Here's the entrance signs and the team members who will scan your Horror Nights tickets to allow entry. Stay and Scream is a holding area that you can wait inside whilst Universal Studios Florida closes for its regular day operations and switches to Halloween Horror Nights mode. All you need is both a regular daytime admission and a ticket to Halloween Horror Nights. If you don't have a day ticket, you can buy a Scream Early add-on to your Halloween Horror Nights ticket, which allows entry from 3 PM. Inside the Stay and Scream area, there are food, bathrooms, which are down the left-hand lane, and you can pre-key for 2 of the houses, The Weekend After Hours Nightmare or Universal Monsters Legends Collide, which means you do your queuing before the event officially starts, so at opening time we should be at least 1 house down, which is a really effective way to use your time inside the event. Remember kids, time is money. Universal are the masters of theme park operations. We are waiting in the Lagoon Show viewing area, essentially as we have to cross the walkway coming out of the Springfield area, where the regular daytime guests will be leaving the park. The team members here are going to put some ropes across to make a temporary bridge across the street to allow the Stay and Scream guests to get inside the last section under the animal actors. You can see there's even some seating and a bit of shelter. So here we are at the front of the barrier waiting for The Weekend, and the monsters will be on the left hand side of these barriers. I've picked The Weekend as it's the anchor for this year's event and it does get longer queues compared to Monsters. Now both these houses exit in the same place back into the kids zone. So once we've done The Weekend, the plan is we will then be at the entrance to do Monsters, hopefully before the main crowds get here from the main gate. Okay, so it's 5:35 PM, 25 minutes before the main gates open, and the team members are opening up the barrier so we can enter the queue for the house. Everybody has been quite respectful and there isn't too much of a stampede, which is nice to see. So we're entering the queue. As with all Halloween Horror Nights 9s, you're going to walk a very long distance, so your fitness tracker will be very happy with your step count. It's really great to see these switchbacks empty, which is another reason I love Stay and Scream. Also, it's 20 minutes before those main gates open and we're about to head inside our first house. See you on the other side. Weekend is an incredible house that is that great mix of horror with the music, which really creates an energetic experience. As we were leaving The Weekend, you pass right by the entrance for Universal Monsters, and the team members will open up a little sneaky shortcut in the barriers, allowing us to walk right in without having to walk back to the entrance, as there was no line, which is super nice and I really appreciate not having to hike that marathon. Universal Monsters is my favourite house. It's that double attack of the monsters at once which really makes me jump and howl every time. We can see The Weekend has about a 5-minute queue now, and the team members are still letting people back into Monsters. Hello! Round 2 of Monsters was just as incredible. I freaking love this house, and it looks like the shortcut is still open, so let's go, round 3 baby! Okay, 3 back-to-back rounds with the Monsters, and I don't think I will ever sleep again. It's now 6:10. The Weekend has no queue, which is absolutely crazy, and although we could go back into Monsters, we are going to head towards the sprung tent houses before those queues build up. But look at this, Monsters is also completely empty. This is crazy guys. I feel as I've spent time at the event this year, a good tip I've realised to get around effectively is knowing where the entrance and exits to the houses are, so you're not wasting your time and energy zigzagging all over the park. We are just walking past the entrance to Descendants, which is a lovely 5-minute wait, but I'm going to walk just a little bit further past Men in Black to get to the entrance of Bugs Eaten Alive, as this one will come out at the entrance of Descendants. We saw a posted 10-minute wait. It's nice to get in this one nice and early, as it does seem to struggle a little with capacity and the line takes ages to move up, so let's get icky with those sticky bugs. Plot twist, as we were coming out the exit of Bugs, you actually pass right by the facade for Descendants, and just like at Monsters, the team members had opened up a sneaky shortcut to get right in at the front of the house. So we were able to do 2 back-to-back runs through Descendants. Just like Monsters, we could have gone again, but I'm just conscious I want to get more houses down before the crowds build up. Now, one cool benefit of Halloween Horror Nights is Diagon Alley is open. So at the start of the evening, you can get daylight photos of Diagon Alley with probably a light of crowd as you're ever going to see in Diagon Alley, as let's face it, it's always deservingly packed to the rafters. Anywho, back to Halloween Horror Nights, and Blumhouse, which usually has horrific queues, under 30 minutes. So let's get into that double feature. Okay, so I waited 5 minutes, not the posted 25 minutes for Blumhouse. I've actually been really lucky and never actually queued for Blumhouse, which is good as it's not that strong a house. I think it is worth noting this is an extra night, Tuesday the 11th of October, which wasn't originally in the Horror Night schedule. A slight negative is that the staffing is notably lighter. In the scare zones there aren't as many people about, and definitely inside their houses the cast is very, very light. We only saw 3 actors inside the freaky section of Blumhouse, for example, but the positive, of course, is so far the crowds have been much lighter, which is probably why those re-entry shortcuts have been open, allowing for those back-to-back run-throughs, which have been greatly appreciated. Let's have a gander at the queue times. It's just before 7 PM, Blumhouse is at 25 minutes, Weekend 15 minutes, Monsters 15 minutes, Hellblock 15 minutes, Spirits 15 minutes, Descendants 5 minutes, Halloween 35 minutes, Bugs 15 minutes, Deadman's 25, and Chupacabra's 15 minutes. These lines are much more reasonable than I've experienced during my week so far, so I'm going to jump in that 15-minute queue for Chupacabras. The queue for Deadman's is on the right here, so I think the posted wait of just under 30 minutes is accurate. And this is Halloween on the left at 35 minutes, that's really acceptable for Halloween. And I do think this will be actually 15 minutes for Tubes. Chupacabras is so pretty. When we came out, we've sat down and got a drink. There are actually 2 little kiosks here in the park area opposite the tribute store, which hardly ever have a line. So it's actually quite a nice shortcut to get your Freestyle cup refilled, as you can also get regular fountain beverages too, whereas the queue at the Freestyle machines by the old Monsters Cafe opposite Jimmy Fallon is always clogged. It's actually gone dark really quickly this evening. The time is now 7:30. Blumhouse is at 25 minutes. Weekend is down. Monsters 25, Hellblock 15, Spirits 25, Descendants 15, Halloween 45, Bugs 15, Deadman's 35 and Chupacabras 20 minutes. So those queues have jumped up a little, so I thought I'd just have a sneaky check on the ride queue times, and Rip Ride Rocket is 5 minutes. Let's effing go. Okay, that was genuinely 5 minutes for Rip Ride Rocket, so I did it twice. And really the queue was only for the metal detectors. It's really great to get to do Rocket in the dark with its disco trains. It's quite a fun ride. It's also surprisingly intense, and that special Chucky track for Halloween is also awesome. Hellblock is a 20-minute wait. This has been an unexpected hit for myself. From seeing the POVs before I came to the event, I thought it looked a bit naff, but genuinely it's really terrifying. It's got quite an old school Halloween Horror Night energy back from the days when I used to come. So I really like that and appreciate it. I'm going to add in a clip from Sunday night. When we joined the queue from Hellblock, people were playing volleyball with a balloon inside the queue, which was a really fun community atmosphere, until some knobhead went and popped it. Hello friends, since we last spoke I've had a ride on Revenge of the Mummy, which was 25-minute wait. Very acceptable. And I've hung out in the Sweet Treat Scare Zone, which has given me all those classic Halloween feels. The queue for Halloween is now 45 minutes. We have seen it as low as half an hour this evening, but under an hour is still a great result for this house, so I'm going to go for it. Just in the queue for Halloween, the time is now 10:40 PM and the queues have all taken quite a big jump up. Blumhouse is now at 70 minutes, Weekend 55 minutes, Monsters 25, Hellblock 15, Spirits 25, Descendants 35. Halloween is now at 65 minutes, so I'm glad I joined the queue when I did. Bugs 35, Deadman's 50, and Chupacabra's 45. We're not that far from the entrance to Halloween now. Halloween is just the best at jump scares. That house is terrifying. Even when the cast is a little lighter, they still manage to get me jumping. Just checking out the entrance to Deadman's and the queue is 50 minutes. And with the cast levels being on the lighter side tonight, me generally struggling to cope with these super long days at the theme parks, I'm calling it a night. So I'm heading out of the park. It's got a little busier and I have to go through the horrors of Halloween scare zone to get back to the entrance. I think I've only done the scare zone in this direction. I don't think I've ever gone in forwards. Let's say hello to the Pumpkin Lord. Okay, it's 11 PM. It's not been a bad night. Obviously, the event runs until 2 AM, so there's still 3 hours to go. 11 house run-throughs. We did all of the houses except Deadman's and Spirits. Of course, it would have been more than possible to do the full set tonight, but I'm old, etc. I also got 3 coaster rides in and spent some quality time in the scare zones, so I'm super happy with what I've achieved tonight. Staying Screaming has been brilliant tonight, especially as we got those back-to-back goes through the Monsters house, which is my favourite house. It was really good to do that, and then the back-to-back goes through Descendants was also a great little bonus. I hope you found this trip report helpful to get that strategy together to tackle Halloween Horror Nights without Express Pass. I do feel Stay and Scream is a really great asset to getting such a good head start on the event. If you have any of your own Halloween Horror Nights tips, please share them in the comments below so we can all learn together. And as always guys, stay safe on the way out and back.